Okay, hello. Slightly late, but this is MZ here, and we're going to get a cast of the PU Holdovers finals going because apparently I just feel too much for this tour that I've created. So we've got a round robin finals. This is Tom Holland versus Tizio Potente. Just two people in the round robin, best of three. And I've missed the first couple turns of this game, so let's get that started really quick. Skunk Persian. Okay, basic parting shot. Kind of saw the tail end of this as I was getting the recording hooked up. Skunk is toxic, which is unusual but very nice to have here early on the Palisand, who goes immediately for Scorching. Maybe predicting a taunt, because otherwise Rocks seems pretty safe, and Grass Knot from Torn. Also very weird to go for there when Bleakwind seemed pretty free. Not Scarf Florges. Let me see if I can get anyone else into this cast, because right now I'm just saying what's happening as opposed to like talking about anything more interesting. That's just a recap. Okay. Um, the immediate psychic noise is making me think that this is not Specs, but that damage, yeah, that damage is like Specs damage. Okay. Which is weird. If I was running Specs Florges, I would not go in for Psychic Noise here. I know there's an Arcanine, but I would either be doubling on it or just Moonblasting. The damage difference into Arcanine isn't like that insane that you really need to Psychic Noise. Yeah. The only difference is it can't recover afterwards, so I kind of get going in for it. Okay. Tom's got a kind of weird matchup here. Because, yeah, you're definitely running into some spikes. I thought it'd be the other way around. I would have been like, rocks this, spikes Gastrodon, but sure. And I do feel like Tizio can put a lot of pressure on that Sand Slash early and kind of just get these things chipped down. Uh, and Curse Arcanine looks like a really solid win gone here. Really, really solid, actually. Nope, that's not going to work. That's also a problem. I get going for it, though. I definitely would have read this team as wanting uh, Storm Drain. In fact, it not being Storm Drain is good news for the Floatzel because it kind of just wave crashes with absolutely no resist. But between this probably being like Fizz Def Helmet and E-Speed and Aftermath and also just the hazards that are going to be a pain to remove, I don't think it's going to be enough for Tom. Like, in a vacuum, it's nice to have Specs Florges plus Articuno plus the Floatzel, but it kind of seems like Tizio has enough to fend that all off. And Tom's going to really need to get the plays right, especially once Meloetta gets in and starts clicking Shadow Ball. Um, I don't know. This seems tricky, and I can't say I'm a big fan of Tom's team. It just looks a little awkward to move around with. Like, there's not a lot of boots. You got the slash removal. It's not like you got like the amazing blanket defensive checks. This is copycat? Is it specs or not? Now I'm a little bit confused. That red like specs damage, but maybe it's just like offensive non-specs and that sand slash wasn't specially defensive because that's what calc dex defaults to, yeah. I'm not going to do any more complicated calcs than just calc dex. So if that's wrong, then sue me. But um, maybe it is just specs copycat. But even that, like, look at this team. It doesn't even switch well into Skuntank or Bombardier or I don't know Venusaur, Meloetta, all those things are like you really need to heavily predict which of the two moves they're going to click. And if not, you're kind of getting toasted. And even if you get it wrong, like even if the Skuntank just knocks here, like yeah, this just kind of sucks for Tom. And I'm not seeing the X factor on his team that makes it worth it. I would much rather like this is definitely a style thing, but I would much rather go in for a team that has a ton more offensive pressure and less like is weaker to random stuff, but has the ability to make up for it by doing something. Um, and I just don't think Tom's team can do enough. I'm almost surprised the skunk didn't Terra Ghost there. If I was Tizio, I'd be running Terra Ghost and I would have gone for it immediately. Like just that slash is never spinning. Just because if Tom has any chance, it's just not letting any spikes go up at all for the rest of the game. He really needs to keep stuff off at this point, which looks problematic. I was looking at the PU Discord briefly. Aura said maybe the Florges is like a covert cloak set, which I don't think so. I'm reading this as more specs still because the way it hasn't switched up his moves. That's another problem. That Florges is going to die fast. The Sand Slash is low. The Torn for Tizio is just going to click buttons. It's just going to be buttoning all over the place. Um, and it's a leftovers Meloetta to 1v1 the Guno. That's not promising. That's actually really bad. Like, I would not simply assume that leftovers, yeah, going for another Combine, two-shot this with Hurricane. Tom could just kill this right now, in theory. Although that's probably max special attack, and they're often not. Yeah. So it's not necessarily just killing. If he's Side Shock, though, this is gonna start killing. I would probably go in for one or two more Combines and then just like double Side Shock. Huh. Yep. There it is. Perfect timing. Meloetta does choose to Side Shock then, but Guno's still at half health is pretty solid. It means that you can come back in later and try to recover. Like you could Terra recover on Skuntank, you can recover, you can switch into Gastrodon and recover, so it's not fully worthless here. Needing to just go hard Meloetta to 1v1 this really sucks. And I do wonder if Tizio, like, this is the kind of team where I'd be running Earthquake Sandslash. I really would. I know knockoff is excellent, especially if you're running a spikes team, you want to remove those boots. But that way you have Ice Move pre-Terra, Earthquake post-Terra Steel, and they're usually Terra Steel. And that way you actually have a way to threaten this, force it to Terra. Also if it Terra Steals, um, perhaps a max speed Arcanine well, I'd probably be going for that. Maybe you run Superpower on your Torn. But this team is, uh, I think, more Guna weak than I was appreciating. I was also thinking it's Scarf Skunk, and maybe it's not, or maybe Skunk simply like doesn't KO after a Terra Steel. It would KO if it's 0-0 Guno, but again, a lot of them will go in for HP investment, even if it's just like, I don't know, 120 HP. At that point, you can't reliably say that a Scarf Skunk is going to kill with knockoff. This is also defaulting to Adamant, and I'm pretty sure Scarf Skunk would run Jolly, and yep, there you go. If that Guno is HP investment, you're not relying on Scarf Skunk to kill it, so definitely a deadly position. This was kind of like spur of the moment. I didn't really have a chance to go back and like prep for this cast. I just saw this was happening immediately and like went to set up OBS. Tizio is known for bringing some weirder teams, some more off balance stuff. And this is just like so the other end of all the basic stuff. Um, I'm wondering where if there is any X factor where that might be. Okay. Good investment on Terra Dark, not Scarf Skunk. Really? Okay, it's leftovers. I don't think that was revealed earlier. That's so what's the speed control here? Is it just Arcanine plus Skuntank plus maybe Tailwind Torn being priority? I don't know, but yeah, this just doesn't do it. Yeah, you need to run Tex for Guno. Hell, Clear Smog Earthquake Gastrodon would do it. The dodge helps. That gives him more of a chance. Guno does want to stay healthy here. If you get a knock and then a sucker, maybe you can kill it with Torn. No, I mean, Torn would have to be Heat Wave. There's no way he's Superpower Torn, right? If he's max speed Arcanine, he can go in for the speed tie. Otherwise, this just looks toasted. And Tom really just trying to recover up. I would have hurricaned right there. After the crit, Tizio's definitely like Tizio's always going Tom's recovering. I'm not gonna sucker. I would have hurricaned right there for sure. Tom down to one recover. It's time to cut your losses and just hurricane. I don't think this was worth it trying to get not suckered. And the crit. That saves him. I mean, I don't think Tizio. I'm not convinced Tizio would have been able to KO the Articuno. But because of the crit, he definitely can. Uh, okay, so this is probably going to be more of a curse than whatever this offensive set. I would assume a fatter curse set. But yeah, E-Speed's definitely going to kill. That crit sucks. Um, unless Torn killed anyway. But I would still put Tom in the leader. Wow. Okay, saving Articuno, good play. No reason not to. Worst case scenario is like a raging fear. Well, no. If he flare blitzes, he's taking all the recoil you want him to take. If he's cursed. He's not going to raging fury or whatever. Yeah, blitz would be pretty safe. Um, this is looking pretty good for Tom. Floatzel just kind of guarantees some KOs here and goes in for a sludge bomb trying to predict Torn. That I don't know about that play. Just because at this point you're so safe. If Torn gets in, you could literally just sack your Guno and go Floatzel and just get a kill. Like you're fine. But if you mess around with Arcanine, he'll mess you up. Arcanine's a terrifying mon. Do not screw around with this thing. Yeah, okay. Goes hard Persian on the presumably recover, and Tizio predicts that with a Flare Blitz. See, now you've messed around with Arcanine. And E-Speed's not going to KO, probably. Flip 55. Yeah, that seems like it could be a reasonable roll. I don't know if these spreads are right. Obviously, it's Cop decks. But now you've let Arcanine build up a decent lead and not foul play. Like, it's going to be Gastrodon. Well, I guess if you foul play, you take some rocks damage, but still, even the parting shot there would have been fine. I don't know. I would have wanted Tom to keep momentum here. This is a very throwable position. You can definitely lose this. Yep, double in the Sand Slash because Florges is obviously coming in. That gives you free spin, or no, free spikes rather. You definitely want spikes here. That guarantees the Articuno dies because the boots have been knocked, and Fleur just goes in for synthesis. I don't think spin was more valuable than spikes. It also chips the Persian a bit more, like faster. If you get spikes, it can only come in possibly twice, depending on the what does that do? A spike and rocks, that's 16, right? No. No. A spike means Persian can only come in one more time. Yeah. Why would you not go for a spike? These two things are boots, right? A spike kills Articuno and kills Persian, unless you think Tom was going to go hard Sand Slash there. I don't know. Um, either way, this I don't see any reason for Tizio not to spike right now. And all of a sudden, this looks really bad for Tom. Basically dead. Kind of stuck, basically dead. And the Floatzel that kills everything but dies too fast, and there's priority, and there's helmet, and you take wave crash recoil. It's looking ungood. It's looking pretty rough. Perhaps Tom goes immediately to Floatzel here, picks up the early KOs, because you need your half dead stuff to do something. Um, but if Tizio goes for spikes right now, then he can just spike again. Let Slash die. You have enough pressure on the floor, just I think. And then with all the spikes, like especially with all the spikes, like Florges is pressured, Slash is dead. Yeah, you'd only have to worry about Sand Slash at this point. Um, yeah, I don't know what Tom does here, Slash just spikes. And I think the real issue was just the passive play, going for switcheroo with Persian, going for the sludge bomb with Polisand, trying to make a play that just wasn't useful, and just put him really far in the back. Good Icicle Crash, guaranteeing that knockoff is a KO now, so Tom can't spin. I didn't realize that Slash just wouldn't KO. I forgot this Slash had no item. So I guess if Tizio had spiked, Tom would get to remove that immediately. But now you can kill this, and then once you get up another spike, Tom is like just kind of toasted. And I think it's his own fault in this case. I just think it got a little bit passive. Honestly, I felt like both of these teams were passive. I was calling them up for that. I'm not a huge fan of either of these. Um, but the thing for Tom in this matchup should have been Floatzel, and it's turn 35, and most of your team is dead, and the Floatzel hasn't come out once. And that's a problem. And it's still not coming out. Like I think you just have to do like what else can you do in this matchup? What else can you threaten aside from Floatzel? All you've been doing is just getting your floor just walled, your Persian switcherooing into sticky hold. Guno did good breaking, but now it's dead, and this is not worth it. That's not. This isn't progress. This is just anti-progress. This is no progress being made whatsoever. Um, hmm. I'm trying to calculate best win odds. No, Grass Knot definitely Oko's Floatzel. I was like, can you sack everything and choice lock Floatzel into flip turn? But no, yeah, you get a knockoff on Sand Slash. Now you sack Polisand, two spikes are up, like nothing's happening. Persian's dead to hazards. Florges is low and frail. Articuno's dead to hazards. You have to go Floatzel to kill this. And you could have gone Floatzel to kill this like 20 turns ago. Not 20 turns. Um, but like before all of that, you could have just gotten your Floatzel in. Um, but this is just looking like a strong game one win for Tizio. And I do wonder if game two, you just stick with this same stuff and then only go wild for game three. That's when you bring the slacking Rampardos or whatever, or if we're just not going to see that at this point. Um, let's see. How much does E-Speed do to float? So 44 minimum. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty cooked. Pretty Pretty cooked. Gastrodon can just freely recover here. It's not Storm Drain. Would you please stop that? Wow, Wave Crash killed Gastrodon if it's Spadef? Holy shit. I mean, obviously that's Fizdef Gastrodon, but I am surprised Spadef would just take 80 from Floatzel. Like, Jesus. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is pretty dumb. Did you forget you lost your boots, buddy? What was the... Um, I mean, if Tizio goes hard Arcanine here and gets crit, then he could lose. But at this point, Arcanine just wins. Floatzel's gonna die to E-Speed. And so will Florges once you've gone in for psychic. What's the point of psychic noising? Like, you gotta hope you're. Yeah, it doesn't kill Arcanine. Psychic noise is 2% stronger than Arcanine. That was. Oh, it's not Specs. I really thought it was Specs Florges the whole time. This is just not Boots. Three attack synthesis. And that immediately raises the question on this team, on this specific team, why are you not Boots? Because you've got several spike spotters, and your removal is a Alolan Sandslash, who's not reliable in any way, and not being Boots just absolutely sucks. And I'm guessing it's Covert Cloak, because we kind of know Tom likes the cloak. It's not leftovers either. Um, man, I don't know. That's not what I. Why did you go Arcanine? If Arcanine somehow loses this, Floatzel wins. Okay, it still lives after the Psychic Noise. If Florges had Synthesis here and Arcanine went low and then went for Psychic Noise, maybe Tom would have won that. I'm not going to run all the calcs. That seems like a really outside scenario. And then I'm sure Wave Crash, Rocky Helmet, and then Recoil. Floatzel dies, and I think if you die to Rocky Helmet Recoil, then Tizio still wins. I think so. That probably didn't even work. Actually, you could just Ice Spinner at this point, so maybe not. I don't know. Weirdly risky at the end to go Arcanine like that, I think. Um, no, I guess you kind of had to. Because what are you doing just sitting on the floor just with Gastrodon? Get it on the synth. Yeah, I mean, this worked. It was fine. I'm being like really critical of both of them, mostly because I didn't like either of these teams at all. These were, uh, I just don't think either did enough. Honestly, it kind of feels like both of them were just relying on Combine Psychics being like too broken to not be able to do the breaking. Um, and to be entirely fair to Tom, he got absolutely screwed with Guno getting crit twice in that overall sequence and getting put into E-speed range in the end. That just sucked. And Tom probably would have had a much better end game without the crit. But also, I don't know if he was playing the end game right at all. And we've already got our next game, and I'm gonna keep them on the same sides as last time, but we are just going straight in for this, this meme team that Tizio's been using every single round. Came from Team Italy's PU World Cup run. It's like 5-0, um, and people just keep not beating it. And boy, howdy, is that sad. But also, choice band slacking really does be clicking Earthquake here. If if grassy terrain isn't up, I guess. Uh, Tom's ground resist is Thwacky. Thwacky on what appears to be a non-terrain team. And then he's got three defensive Mons weak to Earthquake, one offensive Mon weak to Earthquake, and fucking Florges. I have never seen a team this ground weak uh, in like the finals of a PU tournament before, I think. Like, it's so hard to be this ground weak because you have to not randomly have a ground. This is insane. Tom, how did you manage to do this? I I simply cannot fathom how you can make a team this ground week. Anyway, um, I have nothing to say about sacking slacking. That was just like it's horrible for you because slacking genuinely like gets to earthquake here. But at the same time, I get thinking, well, if it's Scarf Taurus, my slacking could like live a hit if he doesn't Terra. And you have no fighting resist. And like I'm being hard on Tom. Tizio's team's ass. This team should not be like undefeated. It has no fighting resist. and 5 fighting weeks plus a braviary. It's a horrible team, but like we know this is a bad team. We know this is just a meme team that should not be winning. This is the team I'm gonna bag on because it's not the same meme team being used every time. Like there's only so much I can continue saying about this. Um, that being said, taking an early KO against this team is pretty ideal. You want to stay ahead in sacks to beat this. That's how you do it. Like this team has no defensive presence at all, but ideally it kills you faster. It doesn't even really have like a dedicated sweeper entirely. Uh, did he know? Static would have been great. I thought he was going to sack Sandslash because you don't really need it here. But that I don't like that. So I was going to say this team doesn't really have a sweeper. If it does have one, it's Braviary, which is why I'd be like preserving that Belly Bolt. Although I forget, is it like a sub bulk up with a Terra that beats Belly Bolt? I don't remember. Maybe that's not the thing. Anyway, like this team stays ahead in KOs, right? So what you want to do is just get the first KO and then keep trading back and forth. And now Tom can kind of do that. Anytime Tizio gets a kill, you get your Tauros back in for free. So Tizio's gonna have to find a way to not just keep losing to Tauros CCing over and over and over and over. And it is looking relatively dire. Okay. Good double into Bonnet. Belly Bolt's probably coming in, but also if you get something wrong for whatever reason, this can take the Woodhammer, probably. And now you just kind of get to kill something. I think Seed Bomb is pretty free. I don't think Tom would be going Sandslash. You could Crunch if you really wanted to, because Static isn't going to matter. Yep, just the Seed Bomb. This is probably the one thing Tom like would be worried to go hard Tauros on, because it could feasibly be like Terra Poison close combat here or something. Which you'd live, but you don't want your Tauros taking all that and then having to switch around and brute bond it some more. Um, on the other hand, if you go Florges, you're just asking for Copper to come in. That's more 50/50s because now you want to double the Tauros. Um, if I'm Tom, maybe I go Thwacky and U-turn. I don't know the Braviary spread, so I can't assume. Like, if that's defensive Braviary, then maybe that's Choice Band would hammer damage, or maybe that's like Violate or Extender or something versus offensive Braviary. I can't quite tell what the set is. I really thought Thwacky U-turn would be the play though. Like it might not Oko, maybe you gotta go Sandslash, but at that point you're chipping like the last thing that really checks Tauros. And yep, here's Caparaja, and well, I guess if you wish, Tauros is probably a free switch in, so that checks out. You don't really care so much about rocks going up. Yeah, okay. So this was the plan from Tom. That's fine, I guess. That's the thing with like even when Tauros goes in as hard as it does versus this, you really got to be worried about just like random Terra Ghost, random Terra Fairy. And right here, if this thing Terra Fairy play roughs, are you dead? If it Terra, why is Calc Dex defaulting to Terra Dragon? I do not. I thought it defaulted to the Smog Dex spreads. Yep, Terra Fairy could live a banded Flare Blitz here. I would be. I'd be very worried because like you win unless Tizio gets a crazy Terra play, is the way I'm reading this endgame. Like, or the rest of this game, rather. It's not even the endgame yet. This Tauros just wins. Unless, surprise Terra, and this is definitely a case where if Tizio just Terra Fairy play roughs right here, what if you just die? What if you were to just be dead? Could happen. Could be you. Gotta be careful. And in that matter, for that matter, rather, not in that matter, for that matter, we don't even know what Tauros this is. If it's banded, or if it's Scarf. Because if it's Scarf here, only close combat is even doing appreciable damage. Especially not like it could be like that Terra Dragon or whatever and still live a Scarf hit. Oh my God, Tom, please. Okay. Incredibly bailed by it being Iron Head and not Play Rough. Like just that's the only reason Tom didn't immediately lose, if we're being honest. Like I don't think Tom would win this end game if Tauros just got Oko'd there. Oh man. Um, well, I was right about half of it. Jesus, that's insane. So now you're just gonna want to spike and get that Caparajah all chipped, and then your Tauros can probably do some cleaning up. Although with rocks and fake out pressure and sucker pressure, maybe you can keep it low enough so that like you got one last thing. I don't know. Huh. I mean, this is it's a ball game now, but man, if this was just play rough Caparajah, it was over. Hard crash. I like. I would have thought Tizio was switching too. I was gonna say Spike, but nope, he's just letting you chip Caparajah. So this is now officially in Tauros range. Tauros did 36 with CC, which also does that suggest banded Tauros or what? Uh, that does not suggest banded Tauros. That actually suggests a scarf Tauros. That's fascinating. I mean, I'm gonna assume it's probably Spadef Copper. That would make sense here. So Scarf Tauros just, clicks, forced out by Ambipom, clicks later, and Tizio kind of let it happen, just letting Copper get chipped. So either he's got a plan, uh, they got it. What am I doing? Either Tizio has another plan to beat Tauros, or he just absolutely let this get chipped for no reason. And I don't get what the plan could be. This just reads like you shouldn't have left in your close combat resist on the icicle crashes when you could have, I don't know, on it probably 1v1'd it, but maybe you're trying to keep that healthy. Fine, sack your Rampardos. Let Ambipom take chip, like do something. Um, but why does Tauros not just win right now? Oh, this is P. Yeah, we had tier shifts, so they're playing in NU, and I didn't mention that till like halfway through this or whatever time this is going to turn out to be. But in case you're confused, now you know. Um, Meloetta, which we saw last game, not in PU anymore. Torterra is now in PU. Um, uh, Saving the Caparajah, which is at like 15 after a spike, presumably does not live any Florges hits. So I guess you're saving it to threaten Knackle Stack, but I thought that's like why you wanted Bonnet. And Ramp could have also done damage to it. Like Ramp's not very useful, but it probably would have been more threatening to Knackle Stack. Okay. Tom going Florges on the Ambipom, not like the kind of more obvious Knackle Stack, so possibly possibly just fat enough to like live fake out into double hit. Yeah, Fizdef could live fake out into double hit. Okay. Um, I mean, they're even KO. So if Tizio gets the first KO before Tom can get the Red Bull back in, maybe he can stay ahead on KOs. And the Braviary goes in for Roost. Oh, I really thought Tom was going Knackle Stack. Instead, he just wants to calm mind. Leave Floor just in on this. I don't know why you're not using the Knackle. Okay, so this is Defensive Whirlwind, and that's not good. CC is not gonna kill. Like, I'm gonna assume, well, it might just be max HP, max SPDEF, in which case CC has a chance. Um, If I'm Tom, I'm probably going hard knuckle stack. I think you just have to get your stack in and not purifying salt. That's the ability. Salt cure it. And it's nice that if you whirlwinds here, you still get to have your knuckle healthy. I don't know what else this Braviary is going to have. Roost Breaker Whirlwind is just so weird. Maybe it is close combat, but if you're Tom, you're fine with that. You just get to salt cure it. Nope, now you're just gonna toss your copper. Okay. Like, if you let copper die, you could have gone Rampardos and actually gotten a hit off. I don't understand why the copper was preserved in this game. I really don't. Just seemed more useful than ramp, but what do I know? I forgot it was also Terra Fairy. Like, there's no way it was ever checking Florges. It was literally just for Knack Stack, and ramp was more useful for Knack Stack. Whatever. Now Tom is ahead on KOs, so it's looking real good. Hard Florges. Okay, I don't like that play at all. Uh, this is definitely on the riskier side. If I'm Tizio, I would have hard switched to stop Florges from being able to wish there. Like, you gotta make the plays. Because if you have a chance, it's Tom letting you just kill his Florges out of nowhere. Like, I would have legitimately rather sacked Knucklestack, sacked Thwacky, than just hard in Florges there. But it worked. Like, Florges got healthy, so it's fine. And even if Florges died, I still would have favored Tom. So it's not like he would have just thrown the game. Ambipom double hit is doing more than half, but if you only spam double hit, Tom can PP stall that, which is funny. Um, okay, just gonna go Knuckle Stack. Makes much more sense because this is presumably just a free salt cure here, and you can start to get chip on the bonnet. Actually, if it's Boots bonnet, there's a reasonable chance it's running synthesis. So maybe you're not like getting huge chip, but any chip is nice. I believe we said the Tauros is Scarf, in which case, oh no, Terra Fighting does definitely should Oko the bonnet. So that's not really a thing. Um, we also still do not know what the thwack is. If it's banded, um, you could just like switch it in and U-turn or whatever. Okay, doubles Braviary on the Florges. Yeah, you needed to pressure Florges earlier when it was forced to protect in the niche because you have no way to beat this. Like, that was your chance to actually beat the Florges. Was when it hard switched into the bonnet. You just go Ambipom, and even after a double protect, you just hope that your double hit kills there. But Tom is really letting that Florges get weak, hard switching into Braviary again, and then not going back into Necklace Stack. Like, he's really letting himself take a lot of damage here. Uh, and I think he's favored in this end. No, you should have known it's end. Come on, man. I think Tom is favored in this endgame. I really do. Tauros is still great. Knuckle Stack is great. Florges is great. Who knows what Ambipom, but not Ambipom, the Thwacky's doing. But I don't know. I don't like the way he's slow playing it. I just feel like things could be safer. But the thing is, as soon as he loses one Mon, Tauros comes in again. And as long as everything else is healthy, I don't know. This is just weird. It's a very slow, like almost exhausting game. Like, I'm just like tired waiting for stuff to happen here. And I apologize if you can hear my cats playing around in the background. I can't tell if that's going to be like loudly distracting or absolutely nothing. Then again, I don't know what the sound's going to be like because I haven't bothered to do anything with music. My plan is just like get the file, send it to Fish or whoever else is running the YouTube channel. Let them, just put it up on the PU YouTube channel and put on a clickbait thumbnail and whatever. Because I don't know, maybe this will just get lost. I couldn't get anyone to cast with me, so it's literally just me talking over the game. And maybe if you're still listening to this, you disagree. I would much rather listen to more people talk about the game than just one person. Like there are some people I'll listen to just them talking for forever. Like those people can have their successful podcast or whatever. I don't think I'm the type of person where I'd want to just hear me, but who knows? Anyway, enough of the meta stuff. Um, okay, Braviaries, that took 56. That's a fat Braviary. Oh my God. That is, I mean, that's max FizzDef Braviary, surely, right? That's max FizzDef. Okay. I'm sure that's been revealed. Like this team has been used enough. I did not remember that whatsoever. But looking like a clear win for Tom. Like Ambipom comes in, you can just go Knuckle Stack. When Bonnet comes in, you can double into Thwacky, sack that, and then get Tauros back in. Back to Bonnet, because I guess Sucker kills here. Does Sucker kill if Tauros is at neutral defense? That's not the way for neutral defense. No, especially not if you're at -1. So all Tom has to do here is just sack Thwacky, go back to Tauros, CC, sack that, and then Knuckle Stack 1v1 Ambipom. Or if you're banded Thwacky, do it the other way around and sack Knuckle Stack because then you just kill the Ambipom with Grassy Glide. Okay. Tizio either predicts Tom is going Thwacky or knew he would live because it's a very fat bonnet. I'm very surprised no sucker there. But the Thwacky still not U-turn. Oh no, he's beating Sucker Punch. Never mind. Funny, but not worth it at all. Because now Bonnet gets to Synthesis. Genuinely, I would have rather died to Sucker. Because now you can just spam Synthesis, then kill this. And maybe a full health Bonnet lives your Tauros hit. Synth one more time, so it's a weaker Grassy Glide. Oh, and then Grassy Glide loses priority, and you can just Sucker as Bonnet and be at 100%. Like if you U-turn, you guarantee the bonnet is a little bit chipped. Or he seed bombs, I guess predicting Tom to predict the synthesis, because otherwise there was no reason not to synthesis there. No reason not to do another one. You could just be at 100%, but whatever. Maybe Tizio didn't think of that too, but I don't know if people know. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure Grassy Glide doesn't have priority if and only if there's no terrain, right? Yeah. There's no priority if it's on terrain. Okay. Um, but this would just be cleanup for Tom because Tauros should live a sucker even after all that chip and stuff once Bonnet's at -1. Now, Tizio only needs one crit to win, so that's something. I do think Tom probably could have won this game much more safely where there's not like this single turn crit chance, but this should be a George W. Bush right here. Which I've never said before, and I don't think I'm ever going to say again. Yep, and there's Bonnet doing 15 because it kind of just sucks. All right, well, that took way longer and was way more annoying than it had any right to be. Kind of like the last endgame too. I really feel like Tom's endgames. It could be so much safer and easier. Wow, doubles OU Invitational Finals. Well, I'm a PU caster, but that's interesting. All right. We got the team that Tizio always brings out of the way, the meme team. And that can take the loss. If Tizio can win with two like more normal teams, then this is still doable. If I'm being honest, I haven't loved what Tom is bringing, and I tend to be a fan of what he can do. I think Tom sometimes has like some real creative stuff, some real interesting teams. I don't know if these have been it. Oh, is that the this? Okay, so this is a hyper offense we've seen around. Um, definitely not uncommon. I do not remember all the sets. I'm not going to go look them up, but off the top of my head, I do believe that is a Sash Salazzle. I do believe that's a final Gamut Veluza on this, but I don't remember. I'm pretty sure this is not new. Like we've seen it from Tizio earlier in the tour, maybe from Team India or something in not India, Italy in PU World Cup. Pretty sure we've seen this, so Tom may have some set advantage. But this also looks pretty familiar. I do think Tom has showed off this team before in earlier holdovers. Like something about Palmont Decidueye, which good thing we're playing in NU, feels familiar. I don't love it. It's got a Braviary, first of all. Looking at it now, God, this team is so weak to bulk up Red Bull. Like it's just Gastrodon. And if you're not gonna tear out a Trailblazer, ooh, buddy. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't love this team, but it has the tools it needs to win here. You've got like a fat Sensu check with some secondary stuff, like especially if this is Scarf. If it turns out to be like Quiver fighting or something, you've got a couple of different things that can probably tank a hit from Toxtricity. Stop it there. Although Toxtricity is probably the biggest threat to your team. Um, wow. Oh, that is hella bandit. What the? This has got to be like Calcdex can't do it for me right now. That's got to be like the minimum HP, minimum defense IVs, like in rocks, so that you get better endeavors. Because wow, like yeah, that did 86. This is a big moment of truth for Palma. Either it's Mach Punch, which means it does a lot of damage to these guys, but it's not like Scarf would be really nice to mess with a setup No, Veluza would be faster, I think, but a setup Sensu, a setup um Tricity. Okay, I was gonna say the other option is it's Mach Punch. I don't know. I don't even remember the order I said stuff in. Have I mentioned I'm real tired? I did not sleep at all last night. I just hopped on this. Like, I barely had any time because I was just exhausted. I was like, oh, what? Holdover finals? Fuck it. I'm going to commentate. Okay. Scarf Palmot means it is a solid Salazzle check, a good way to revenge a Scarf Decidueye, but also, and gonna be faster than a +1 Sensu. Yeah. Scarf is, I guess, what you want here. Hard back into Decidueye, though. I don't know. I really think you want to keep Banded Sneak as long as possible. I do not think you want to lose your Decidueye. Um, maybe it's bait. Maybe you're like, well, if he goes Salazzle, I'll go hard Gastrodon no matter what. If he goes Decidueye, eh. See, that's what I'm worried about here. Like, you don't have an amazing switch in to that to the Decidueye. Really not as easy to distinguish. Like when we type, you can obviously tell I'm typing Decidueye. Probably hard to hear in commentary. Hisuian Decidueye, red to me is an okay switch in if it's Scarf, like just go for the flinch or whatever. Uh, you're probably gonna want to hacks Tom a little bit, um, but he does not go that. It might not be Scarf. He might just not have wanted to risk it. Tom has the very clear Gastrodon switch in here, but if this is Toxic or Terra Grass or something, it would be nice to chip the Gastrodon for Toxtricity. Gastrodon potentially the best check here, but it does read Fizz Def. You got the copper, so +1 Toxtricity might just kill Gastrodon anyway. We'll see. We will see. Terra Ghost Gastrodon also just not that common anymore. Used to be a lot more common because Toxtricity just didn't really have a safe move to kill it. So you could usually like Terra Earthquake or Earth Power, which can lose obviously if the Toxtricity also Terras, but whatever. Um, Hard Nasty and just goes in for Terra Blast. Okay, you know what? No, I like this. Save your Terra, but also chip the Gastrodon because you want it out of the way for this if it's Terra Fairy. Um, Yeah, you don't want to just toss like your Terra Grass or it's Terra Ground and like it didn't even matter. But you do get to chip this thing. This works. That being said, God, Salazzle was nice in this matchup. If you could have done it the other way around, got rid of the Gastrodon. Tom choosing to get less momentum and only kill and like get up rocks. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Because Tom is still gonna have more. Like you can just go Scarf Palm at Volt Switch after. Well, not if he's Terra Ground, but presumably you can just kill this right after. I actually hate this. I don't know why I'm playing this series. Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, I don't know Tizio whatsoever, but as far as I can tell, he joined PU World Cup to play with Team India. I keep saying India when it's Italy. Christ. Um, he's only been recycling teams from that, and he just keeps winning. And people just keep letting him win. It's definitely a case of like this dude should not be winning, not with the teams he's bringing. But people just keep letting him win. So I'm not that surprised that he just doesn't even like PU. Uh, yeah, I mean, Tom is still ahead on KOs here, but you could have been more ahead on KOs and not had as bad offensive momentum. And like, are rocks really that important? Are rocks worth this right now? I don't know. I really because unless that's not Boots Sensu, I don't know that you needed that chip in the first place. It's a very weird choices here. I also just realized I didn't switch sides again, so now they're on different sides for the last game of the series, and too late for me to do it now. Whatever. Um. So yeah, that play from Tom, I don't know that I agree with, but he still looks like he's a comfortable lead. If either of these want to sweep with Decidueye in the back, they're gonna have to tear out of being weak to Ghost. Terra Ghost Sneak does a lot to revenge kill these guys. You've got your Scarf Palmot. He's timing out too after talking to people because I don't think he really knows how to win this. This is just like this is really good for Tom and really bad for Tizio. That's all it is. Um, that did not do very much at all. That's oh, it's leftovers Decidueye. Okay. Florges is not specs. That is a physically defensive. Is that no? That is going to be a physically defensive Florges, I think. I'm gonna not run bold just in case. Yeah, okay. And this is some kind of lefties hissage. I don't know. I don't remember this at all. I really think if you're gonna run Sword Stance Decidueye, it has way better stuff to run than leftovers, but whatever. Whatever, not a big deal. I don't know why Tom isn't just killing this. You do not need Florges once this dies. Probably. And I would not be risking more crits or trailblazes or I don't know. But that was probably pretty risk free. Doesn't really matter. Here's the toxicity. This is definitely the most scary thing possible. Like if you're going to lose, it's shift gear this. But if this is just Scarf, then I don't really see how Tizio wins this. Aside from some crazy Terra turn play with these guys. Saves Florges. Why? Why are you saving Florges here? Terra Dark, presumably to dodge Psychic Noise, which is really weird because Psychic Noise does not do a lot to you. You have Punk Rock. Like, defensive floor just Psychic Noise. Yeah, 27 to 32 into a shift gear Toxtricity. And Terra Dark just lets this kill you, like, without thinking. Now, that is clearly an Assault Vest Copperaja, so it probably had Earthquake, but you could at least 50-50 it on the Terra then. Veluza trying to fillet away. does live the play rough. I was gonna say I think it might die, but no, it does live play rough. Um, Preserving copper, I guess, yeah, it is still useful for Sensu. This Veluza has to be Terra Normal here. If it's Terra Normal, it might win. Um, but that is the only way that he wins this, I think, is right. Oh, no, no, he already Terra Darked. Yeah, this is over. This is just GG. Yeah, I mean, just not good teams from Tizio in game two and game three. He's just been recycling like the same hyper offenses, and people have been letting them win. And I haven't loved what Tom's been doing, but he didn't just let these teams win. Like he's actually been punishing them, which is great, which is not great, which is good. It's what you should be doing. Like don't lose to the random weird hyper offense when your opponents bring the exact same random weird hyper offense every single week. Which is also a lesson for Ziri. Since Asa's been bringing that same terrain team every week for circuit. Yeah, okay. I think you can just spam sneak and stall it out of roosts. The most quivers he could get is one. Like, get healthy enough to get a single quiver dance. And if it's only one quiver, that's not going to be enough to kill Copperage and Palmont. And then once you're out of roosts, Copperage can come in and just clean it up. So this is pretty over. Congratulations to Mr. Tomathan. I think you could still, you cannot. He cannot win, especially after a crit. So congratulations to Mr. Tom. He has not won the tournament yet. It is a round robin finals, which means he still has to beat OJR, but a large step on the path. Are they going to play right now? Am I going to just be casting this for hours? I'm not ending the video till I know, because if I have to cast Tom OJR, I need to be aware. I'll just keep the cast going, and maybe I'll actually get more people in. No, they're not playing right now. Okay. Well then, I think that is it for me. I hope people enjoyed. I will possibly catch. Oh no, I won't be able to cast it tomorrow. I've got a chess tournament. Oh well. At least I got this one. Farewell, PU people. All right. Hopefully I got this set up because I was not prepared to record, but we are several minutes into Holdovers Finals, the set that decides it all. And despite saying that he would be here and record and cast with me, Mr. Fish has not shown up. So I guess I'm doing this on my own again, which I don't want to do. But this tour is awesome and it deserves casting. So this is Tom Holland versus OJR, finals of the PU Holdovers Tour. These are both teams that we've seen before. I'm pretty sure Tom has shown that this is like an Encore Del Fox team, but I'm not 100% sure. And this one has like mostly standard sets that you would expect, as far as I remember. Like, I know I've seen these. I'm not going to look up the full sets. Turn one was very interesting because OJR decides to trade a bunch of damage on the Decidueye, probably knowing it was foul play, in exchange for just getting to Oko Tom's Electrode. Oh, who's here now?
Hey, it's not fish in a moment.
No, it's not Fish. Fish is just not showing up. Okay. I hate that guy sometimes.
I assume this is still game one.
This is still game one. We haven't gone a long way in. Uh, I like the starting
All
trade
right.
for OJR, though. I think you can afford to trade the Banded Decidueye for the Electrode. I think not having Electrode around. I don't know. I'm sorry, other way around. I don't like the trade for OJR. I think not having Electrode around just isn't as useful as having your Banded Decidueye, which
The
only
only thing that that
has
really does is that means that Tom can't as effectively revenge kill the Floatzel, but I don't think that's going to be a huge problem with the like Belly Bowl and then the Gastrodon and then like
possibly
everything
Scarfort,
else in the back.
possibly
Yeah.
Sucker, Bombardier. Like I think Tom is still okay versus Float. You're right. Oh, slow U-turn there. I don't know about that. You have a Decidueye sack if you need it. I probably
Yeah.
wanted to help the puck.
Especially like I don't know. After you, maybe with the like paralyzed Delphox, but I don't know. Never mind. He agrees.
I'm dog shit. Yeah, he probably just thought he was faster, which he's absolutely not. Like, even after you
It's
para something, Frostmoth is not
yeah,
faster than
it's
Holland.
defog. That's not QD. You're not faster.
Yeah, definitely a misplay from OGR there. And yeah, I don't know, like the Floatzel can kill stuff with Wave Crash if that's sticky hold, which it probably is, but I don't think it's going to be
Yeah.
enough. And he's
Uh,
flip turned into Belly Bolt twice. And even though he's not
Risking that
gotten
static
static,
was not the move.
even though it hasn't happened, you've taken helmet and spikes and like now you're at 55. Like Floatzel's not gonna do enough here.
Yeah,
And if
I am
anything,
not a big fan of what's going on here.
I feel like Tom, not Tom, OGR really would have liked hazards earlier to
Yeah,
just like
sorry.
get more chip on this. Oh, here he is.
Pretty boring teams from both. No, OGR is using the Drud team I built.
Yeah, these are both like old teams that they're just bringing back from like basic tours or whatever. Fish, do you have a recording set up? Because I got into OBS when you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. This is
Then let's just use
no, I
yours.
don't. I'm not recording right now. I figured you were.
Okay, I'll use mine then. Fine.
Okay.
But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So
you're
we're still on
absolutely
yours
right.
then. Okay.
Yeah, we're on mine. Boring teams, and OJR has made a couple of big misplays already. One of them he openly admitted to. Um, so it hasn't
Okay.
been a great
Frostmoth is
start.
low.
Yeah. Also of note that OJR's timer is getting low, and Tom's is not.
He's definitely under much more
Can't
pressure here.
Gastrodon kind of?
Gastrodon kind of soft checks
I feel like
most of OJR's team here.
no.
Um,
I'm just saying like Gastrodon can kind of own here if this floor gets weakened.
yeah. Uh, it like depends on what the moves are. Like, I'm really hoping that this is not for Tom's sake. I'm really hoping this is not Earth Power Beam.
Really interesting.
It doesn't.
I do agree with trying to toxic there and catch the Gastrodon. Like you need something here, and if OJR toxic Tom's Gastrodon, then like maybe his
Yeah.
own Gastrodon could have just won. Um, Third time flip turning on Belly Bolt, no static. That is crazy.
Yeah, if I'm Tom, I'm kind of upset about that. Not gonna
Iffy.
lie.
That just doesn't happen.
I kind of think Tom can outlast here. Like he has a serious attempt at outlasting. I mean OGR. I mean
If it's
the other guys are toxic.
very resistant Terra Gastrodon, maybe, but what I'm seeing right here is Fizdef Gastrodon into Specs Florges, and I think Tom might just have enough. Uh,
Specs.
we'll see. This could be a free U-turn here. Uh,
Yeah. Letting the belly bolt go is definitely rough.
I think that's fine. You're not.
It is, but also like
Oh
you
yeah,
had
it's
that
fine.
free
It's fine.
switch into Floatzel like every single time that OJR was just like letting you take, and I don't know how I feel about giving it up.
Yeah, I guess Floatzel doesn't just die to helmet now, but it will still die to any wave crash recoil. So
I suppose, yeah.
I would
Especially if it
like
just runs into the Gastro.
as soon as Floatzel comes in, you can just sack your Bombardier. It's fine. Um, yeah, if I mean right here, if Tom has Surf Gastrodon,
Oh,
all
goofy.
OJR can do is just do Gastro on Gastro, which is
Oh, I think I actually. Oh, actually, I tested. I played a test game against Tom with this exact team. I think.
With
And
OJR's team or with
terrorized his
him using
ass.
the team he's using? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
with OGR's team.
I forgot that this
Come
was
on, Tom,
the
you knew this was the same.
I forgot this was the
Yeah,
Grass
that's the
Blast
Grass
too.
Tom team.
Yeah, which is crazy. I honestly, Tom still might win. Like, it depends on if the
Come on,
Delphox
Tom.
can. Oh, the Delphox is paralyzed. What are the
Yeah,
odds that a
this is a
paralyzed
lot of
Delphox
dice.
can do enough to Gastrodon, especially if it's Psyshock and not Psychic, into Fizdef Gastrodon? Um, oh, this could be ugly. That's dead. Floatzel just gets to Ice Spinner here, I guess. Hmm. It's probably not Taunt Bombardier if it's also U-turn, which would be what you need for the Gastrodon.
Yeah, too many moves. Could be no Brave Bird. I've done that sometimes.
Yeah, it's
I
possible.
don't recommend it.
I think it's usable on the right team, but I don't anticipate seeing that here. It was also much worse when Venusaur was actually used, and now no one uses Venusaur, and it's not a huge deal. Not as huge of a deal.
Oh, OJR is super low. I saw he was low, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been kind of like throwing the Floatzel away.
Wave Crash, not Ice Spinner. That is an interesting choice. Okay, Bomb comes
Okay,
in, so it's
Bomber Suckers.
it's probably Sucker then, because otherwise you would go Delphox and hope Bomb can 1v1 the Gastrodon. I think. Like, Bomb probably has better odds, but
Let's
I
say,
don't know.
yeah.
OGR might have clutched. Saving the sack?
Oh wait, why not just Sack?
Oh, it's
The Roost
Roost.
there
It's
was
Oh,
not.
also
oh, so
odd.
some defensive Bombardier then.
It's not Sucker, but that still makes sense. And there's a chance Bombardier can.
This is not. It
I
can
think
maybe
Tom needs
win.
a crit, or
Actually, I don't
otherwise
know.
he's not going to be able to 1v1
Cause
Gastro.
this is Clear Smog. Oh wait, it is Ice Beam.
Even if it was just Surf or
Wait,
Clear.
what do I have on my
The
paste?
Gastrodon would have had to be like Earth Power Clear Smog for Bomb to 1v1, but I just don't think that this is happening. Delphox needs to do something here. Like, maybe if you never get parried, you can Encore Nasty Psyshock here. But, okay, it is Encore. That's step one. I mean, Tom's been a huge Delphox believer, posting about it, being like,
Oh,
"This,
it's over. I think now.
oh, it's just straight up grass knot. Never mind." Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that'll do it.
so OJR almost
No,
clawed
you
his
can
way
still
back
get
in.
two paras.
That's true. If you get two paras here,
Okay.
all right. OJR almost clawing his way back in with the Terra Blast Rotom, but Tom's Delphox was enough to seal a deal, and we'll see what pops up game two. What do you guys think we might see from them?
Um,
Hopefully something more
Duosion.
interesting.
I don't know. Tom was cooking some crazy stuff when he like asked me for some test games, and then I saw some insane stuff. I don't even want to say.
Interesting that he's been
Tom
building all
was
that, but he's
genuinely
stuck with
like,
this known team for game one.
yeah. Can confirm from World Cup that he was running some wacko shit.
Hopefully, we'll see that because this did turn out to be a very interesting game, but still very simple teams.
Maybe I give OGR some heat just for entertainment.
Gulch, will you buy whichever one
Actually,
of these for
I
blind
already used all
games?
my heat teams. Like
Hmm.
my crazy team was the one I used against Asa in World Cup. The
Yeah,
Duosion,
but
Avalugg,
Yeah.
Willfish.
Okay, but I didn't get an answer. Gulch, whoever wins, are you going to commit to buying them for PU blind draft? Oh, here's game two.
maybe. We've got Tom Holland definitely already on my radar. Oh, there's Thwacky. This
Yeah,
is
we've got like a semi-terrain team.
oh boy.
Not full terrain,
This is
just one sweeper, maybe two if it's also like a grassy seed Delphox type thing, but not like all terrain. It's got like the belly copper gastro core. Um,
yeah, it's kind of inspired by that Ziri team, the Ziri Lenny team,
uh-huh.
where he had like Haunch Crow, Hitmonlee, and then just like a balance core.
Yeah, like the same thing,
And
but with
then
not running
OGR is running
fucking
the most
haunch crow.
basic boring shit ever. No balls, why don't you load my beat up team?
The thing that concerns me is that like if you're gonna run belly copper gastro, you're gonna get flinched by Decidueye. Like the fighting resist here is Delphox. Um, that just
Oh yeah, it is.
that seems like a real pain here, as does Calm Mind Guno. If
I'm pretty
well
sure this
actually
OGR team is by.
I mean, to
if
be
the
fair,
Delphox is
when is
not on
Guno not a pain?
if that's well if that's like the Calm Mind stored power seed Delphox stuff and it's not Encore, then Guno kind of beats everything except for Copper.
And then
Yeah,
depending on the Terra type,
it's,
and if it's Terra Blast, it could be Copper too.
if he got, he should have led like Sandslash and then got spikes up. That really limits the copper.
Ooh, letting Belly get Toxic turn 1 is not it.
That just lets his Decidueye go even harder. Like, it's hard to imagine
Yeah.
Tom won't need to invest a Terra Fairy
Yeah,
to stop the Decidueye here.
now you can't. Now you can't really Terra Fairy with the bell, or like you don't want to Terra Fairy with a belly bolt
Yeah, it can't be Bella, but
because
it's
if you
got to
get
be
flinched,
gas.
it's
It's got
literally
to be
over.
Gastro or Copper. Well, let's be real. It's probably Terra Water
I'm pretty
Bolt.
sure this team was either built by Lenny or IFO
Hmm.
or OBB or all three of
This
them.
no, this feels like an OBB cook. This is some OBB shit.
I don't know. I think it's basic enough that I wouldn't be that surprised if it came out of basically anyone. Uh,
Now my question is,
OBB is the Sand
this is
Slash Merchant.
definitely Grassy Seed Delphox, right?
Oh no, it is IFO's team.
Okay.
This
I'm thinking it's probably Grassy Seed Delphox, but I can't confirm that. Uh, huh?
I trade.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
honestly, the nuts on that play might pay off. That was pretty good.
I like that Tom's double was to copper, so you don't immediately get blown up. Probably, like, I guess he was expecting OJR
Okay,
to go Florges.
he's
Um,
dancing around him.
yeah, this is
This is not a
weird.
great dance.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't know what else he goes into if he's expecting a Sid. Like this again, this is why letting it get toxic turn 1 was like really bad.
if you're expecting his it, you knock it off, so it's not Scarf anymore.
Oh my
Also,
god, why would you
what
U-turn there
the
Oh,
ever? What?
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 That was that was a truly horrendous play.
Oh
You
my
simply
god.
don't risk getting
Just
that
double into Gastro
paralyzed.
if you're expecting the Volt. Why would you? Oh my god.
That was really, really
Bro thought he was
You didn't
Bro
have
thought
to
he was
touch
that
it.
guy from last
You
MZ.
didn't.
Do you remember MZ? Do you remember PU Open? You shared like some guy that just like super boldly clicked U-turn with Ambipom on belly bolt. He thought he was
yeah.
him.
I mean, he didn't get paralyzed like three times flip turning on belly bolt last game. So
Oh
maybe he
yeah.
just like forgot about static or something. I don't know. In any case, I think OJR is going to need to start making plays. I wonder if you just hard predict the. I was going to say you stay in and predict the U-turn there, but he did not. And Thwacky does U-turn.
Honestly, the Decid getting paralyzed their turn 1 is just payback for the Floatzel never ever getting paralyzed, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, that sucked.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Burning this thing with Sunburden is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
Killer Shot
early
still does 10 million.
Tom is definitely trying to use Hitmonlee early, like not save it up as a sweeper, which is interesting because it kind of could.
I'm not sure how I feel
But
about that into the Florges Guno team, though.
I
And never
I
mind.
feel like if you were planning to do that, you should just CC first and then on the next
yeah,
one spin.
you spin later. If you want to dive for spin, dive for spin. But Tom can calc. Spin was not going to kill Skunk there. Just an absolutely bizarre play. And he wants to use Delphox immediately. Like this is just
Not.
so all in so early. For what?
How does he even win this game if he loses Delphox?
I don't know. Like it just kind of seems over unless this wins now because it's just Fat Core and Thwacky after. Wow.
Well.
No,
Oh shit.
don't
Uh-oh.
sucker. You know he's gonna have something crazy if he hard switches Delphox into Skunk. Why don't sucker, please? This is painful. I am so surprised Tom didn't like Calm Mind or Nasty Plot there. Woof. But OTR is probably still fine. It's only got one defense boost. Like, this is just weird.
What kind of wall is this thing? Flurg into Delph? I'm gonna spoil myself. What the hell is this Flurg? Oh my god. That's
Terra,
is
Terra Water. Oh, and the crit. Did that matter? Is it specs?
it's specs. It's
Okay.
specs.
If it's
So
specs,
even then I don't know if it matters.
okay. Set choice specs. I'm trying to run it through Caltex right now. Terra Blast into Delphox with +1 SPDEF. If we assume
Oh
zero
yeah, it
zero
shows.
Delphox, it did not matter. It did 88 minimum to 00 Delphox, or 88.6. So it almost certainly did not matter unless it was at like 88.7. Actually, in that case, the HP would have
Yeah.
rounded up to 89. So no, it did not matter if that was 00 Delphox.
I think game is over now. Like it's so simple. You just like make the basic play. And I don't think Tom can break you anymore.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
also just get up 2 spikes here. And then even if you have like some trouble with the defensive core,
Oh yeah.
or right, this is rocks, the gastro spikes. Like even if that was going to be some trouble, not with all the hazards. Like this is looking pretty done. And it seems that way because Tom decided to just go all in like immediately. And I don't know, that's so impatient. I don't know why he didn't wait.
Yeah. Guno in the back, Florges in the back. Like, so much that could have gone wrong so quickly for you, and you just
There's
decided
still
to
send
send it.
Why
there's still the freaking untouched Gastrodon. So like you can't even do anything with copper.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just I don't get it.
Wait, he didn't burn his Terra. Maybe it's the MZ copper with Terra Blast grass.
Maybe it's the Terror.
But
I
then you
don't
lose to
think that would
Guno.
win. That
No,
just
you
wouldn't
can't do that.
that wouldn't win here. Like it wouldn't be enough, but it would be very
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
you can't
maybe
break
it's the set
Gastro.
we rejected for being too much niche bullshit.
Maybe he hacked Power Whip onto his copper.
Maybe. Yeah. Groundbreaking idea. Maybe Tom just cheated.
Maybe.
Then he can hit everything for super effective if he has Heat Crash, which I also think Copper doesn't get.
Yeah, Copper
What
does
if he's
get heat.
already hacking Power Whip as well?
Wait, it
Oh,
doesn't
it
get heat
does?
crash
Okay.
anymore?
No, it does. It does.
I don't know. Oh, okay, it does.
Yeah, it totally does. It only lost power. I mean, I say only. That's a pretty big deal when you got Gastrodon. Well, I guess
Yeah.
Gastrodon's not in the tier anymore, so it's
Yeah,
not even
not
that big of a
anymore.
deal. Never mind. Anything. Just Whirlwind. Okay. That's all. Like maybe no. Just Whirlwind.
I mean, that's honestly probably the best thing it could be doing right now. Tom
Okay,
forgets
game is
about
over.
Scrappy.
I mean, you didn't have a switch in, so maybe your plan was
I mean,
intentionally do that.
this was legitimately just the best option.
Like this lives a hit, and then maybe you can knock. No, he's switching out. I was like, maybe now you knock it off, and then you're faster, and then you Iron Head.
Now
But
you don't have a fairy resist.
he's sacking belly bolt anyway. I didn't even know that hits.
What do you mean you didn't know?
If I do DT Scrappy, is that ghosting?
It's on the box.
No, I don't think so anymore.
Bro was surprised that Cheerios taste like honey.
Oh right. Bro, surprised what? Did you just say? Bro,
You know,
surprised
it says honey,
Cheerios taste
honey
like
nut
honey.
Cheerios.
He thought
Yeah,
the move
yeah.
was the thing that did it. Okay, but
What is that? What is that
so maybe
supposed to
so
mean?
maybe it is
It says
ghosting.
honey nut Cheerios on the box. He didn't read.
Now he knows.
Is there a move that hits like with scrappy properties, but it's just the move?
No, I don't
I
believe
don't
so.
think there is. There's scrappy,
Like, there's like,
there's
I guess,
mind's eye,
foresight,
that's
if you
another
want to count
ability.
that. That exists.
There's like thousand arrows, which is
Yeah, there
like
are moves
ground
that
move that hits
ignore
flying.
type immunities, but nothing like explicitly like Scrappy.
Yeah, like this thousand arrows, freeze dry, flying press, like moves that are weird on typing, but I don't even think like what Ojar is describing exists. Also, it's very funny that Tom is getting swept by the paralyzed Decidueye after we're like, OJR, you're so dumb. Why did you turn on the belly bolt? It's just it's sweeping anyway. Like I don't know if Thwacky kills here. Oh no, it looks like an adamant wood hammer would kill a 0/0 Decidueye here. But still, just Jesus Christ, this game has been so. Why did you turn?
At least
Nah,
we're
this
getting a
is
game
sad.
three. At least we're getting a game three.
U turn did not kill. Wait,
This is kind of sad.
let me check. Is that choice band Thwacky?
It
Yeah,
has to be, because
that's
otherwise, why
banded
are you
Thwacky.
using it?
That's banded Thwacky doing min damage with U-turn, like absolute min damage. So okay, fair enough. That
That's the Q
probably should have
special.
killed, but like he wasn't winning anyway. This did not matter. This was
Deeply unfortunate, really.
this was very over the moment Tom decided I will use all of my sweepers immediately and let them die to one like one skunk and one Florgistera. Like that's not enough value.
At least he did kill the owl.
I hate that we're bagging on these two so much, but we got to see something better. Game three.
Game 3 will be fire. I trust him.
Game three will be fire. Game three will be fire.
If Ojara brings slacking, I swear to God.
I don't think. Oh, actually, he does have a slacking paste. Where did he even get that paste? Because that was my slacking team I was going to use against Asa, and then he somehow had it.
I have no idea. Oh, you posted it in the PU Discord, didn't you? You were like, I might
Oh,
use
I
this for
did. I
sauce.
did. Yeah.
So who knows where that's
I
been?
posted the other AV Belly Bolt team too. Hopefully, he brings the AV Belly Bolt with Terra Blastgrass.
The AV Electromorphosis Terra. God, I remember using
Yeah.
Terragrass Belly Bolt like when I first got back into Gen 9 PU.
I
Fun
tried it
stuff.
before because it's always used in higher tiers. It's like this super weird pick, and nobody knows what electromorphosis does, so they
Uh-huh.
start choking. But it like didn't work until in PU until maybe more recently. But even then, it's questionable.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with copper, where it's tough to devote your whole Terra to grass just to take out Gastrodon.
I'm kind of okay with taking out Gastrodon with grass. It's just
Either way, we don't have
maybe.
Gastro anymore, so I mean you can still
Oh
do
yeah,
it and lure like Mudstale and Polisand and Sandaconda and whatever.
I think Ditto is like so good right now because everyone's running broken Torterra. Or I haven't really played everyone yet, but there's a lot of Torterra.
I mean, anything that stops Torterra is massively higher value.
Yeah, Rotom. Although Rotom's easier to tech for than Ditto.
Mm. And Rotom
Or
also
at least like
has
with
to
Rotom
invest.
you force the Terra.
Yeah, Rotom has to like invest Terra, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
we're still waiting on game three. So they're definitely thinking like hard about this. At least one of them is seriously considering what they want to.
Or maybe they're watching the Bossaru Charity Bowl.
Maybe they just decide to watch the poll. Sure.
I actually thought it was gonna be at 6 p.m. European, which is the same time as the Tom and the other guy said started. OGR. Oh my god, how could I be so disrespectful?
Yeah, how dare you?
Mm, I even opened up some stolen Ishtar teams and replaced the guy with Girder.
Unfortunate. We're still. Sorry, guys. We're just filling time. Do you edit this stuff out of casts? I
Okay.
do not. I don't edit anything. Are you going to take this out?
I didn't edit it last time
Okay.
because the King of the Hill gaming was too fire. I had to keep it.
Oh, that's true, right? Well, if they want to skip this, they can just move ahead on the video on their own.
I
So
did have the timestamp for the skip.
here it is, game
Let me
three,
see here.
and it's huh. Um,
This is a cool team from OGR.
yeah,
Maybe I
it's
made it
cool.
actually.
It's cool, and I don't think it looks good in this matchup, like at all. Like I don't. I think Floatzel into P2 Gastro Yuxi sounds really
Wait,
obnoxious.
this is the Tom Holland team that he used against Yocho with
Yeah,
the bulk up itemless tornadoes.
yeah, we've seen this, and like the torrent's not a huge deal, but I don't love OGR's ability to actually break here. Uh, even if it's specs mellow.
I think
Like,
he's maybe not that bad because he can keep rocks up if he can keep either rocks or one spike up because Cryo doesn't really like coming in
Chance
on knock from Slash.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, even if Cryo comes in on knock, won't Slash just straight up 1v1 it? Like you just sit there and Cryo doesn't outdamage
Yeah.
lefties.
Yeah,
Um,
so I think he can always get one hazard up. Oh, that did no damage. What the
that's
hell is this scarf
is that
or boots? Maybe.
okay? This Yuxi, assuming max physical defense, because duh. Um, yeah, that is not that is max damage. No, that's not max damage because this calc is defaulting to adamant. No, that's not boots. That's doing too much damage for boots. That's not doing enough for bandit. Um,
It's like Mystic Water.
so it could be Mystic Water or it could be not max defense Yuxi. Oh right,
Yeah.
it's the Resto Chesto set that he like. It's just defensive. Um, God, this is weird. I think you just U-turn
I
out here.
sort of remember this Tom team, but I don't remember actually if it was U-turn. I think it was U-turn.
I'm pretty sure I remember it was just like, oh, it might be T-Wave actually. I know we've seen this, and yeah, it's looking Mystic Water here, which is interesting because, in my opinion, the only reason to do that is if you're going to actively invest in a non-attacking move, a taunt or a bulk up or something. And he didn't use either of those when he could have. So, well, I guess he didn't know it was going to rest. That's when you would have bulked up. I don't know. Um, I also don't know about prioritizing a spin over getting your own hazards. I feel like I'd rather take my own
I'm kind of
rocks.
disappointed in this Floatzel's performance. I thought Band would at least put some pressure here, especially with hazards.
Yeah, this is also like Band would have definitely been better. Mystic Water in this matchup. Mm,
Ooh, Serene Grace Tri Attack about to go crazy.
oh no. Try attack's bad enough on its own, man. You really don't need that.
I mean, you have to kind of have to recover. This is spectacled Meloetta.
Yeah. I do wonder. Okay, he's gonna go Heart Slash. I guess that's fine. I was gonna say,
Okay,
I
yeah, you
wonder.
can't. As much as you want, you can't click it here.
Okay, yeah. Now he's just investing in his own hazards, which like it's on the one hand it's slash into cryo, which means you can keep him up, but on the other hand it's slash into Gastrodon, which means you can't keep him off your side. So probably overall better for
Yeah,
Tom with how spikes weak OJR is. Like OJR is really goddamn spikes weak. Good recover.
I learned this from my game versus mind gaming. You just always have to have a way to immediately kill Gastrodon on all of your teams.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise, it'll troll you like this.
he's a real pain and
Or
he's
at
a
least
real
with my
problem.
style of building.
Especially like if you're gonna run Mystic Water Floatzel and Rotom Heat, you should probably get Energy Ball on that mellow because oh yeah, and Sandslash. Like, geez,
Mhm.
this team is so Gastrodon weak. And Tom will not stop running Terra Blast Florges or like different. You know, we've seen Terra Ground, Terra Water, and Terra Fire all in this set. That's crazy. Oh
It
wait, no.
might win though.
He
Actually, not
said
yet.
he can surprise Terra too. Did OJR use the other Terras? I thought they were all Toms. I'm going back real quick.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
game.
last game it was OGR with the water.
You're right. Okay, Tom used ground and fire. OJR used water. My mistake. So that's
Getting
very
creative
funny.
with the Florg. Shout outs Boof. Boof wanted the Terra Rock in finals of SCL.
Terra
Hit
Rock
Scyther,
was
Arcanine, Rotom,
yeah.
resist E-Speed. It was funny.
Okay, he's gonna go all in on like this the Terra nastying on Gastro, which I guess you have to, but I also think bulk up Torn kind of just wins now.
It does indeed, I think. Because it's probably going to be Drain Punch. That
Yeah.
was good on Tom. Don't give it.
Yeah. You
Don't
just
give it the pain split.
don't let Gastro get split and you're totally fine versus the Rotom.
Yeah, then literally all you have to do is chip Floatzel, which it'll already do by coming into hazards one time. And I think you're set to win the game.
Yeah.
Meloetta's in acrobatics range already, most likely.
Yeah, I should probably run him. Let's check a couple of calcs. But seems pretty bad. Seems pretty bad. Okay. Itemless max attack acrobatics into 0/0 Meloetta does indeed do 60 minimum. So that's enough to kill the Mellow here.
Torn the
Woof.
goat. We're gonna miss you.
Just like he missed all of those
Into choice Florg. Just like you missed all the hurricanes. Torn the
bleak
goat.
wins. Bleak wins, please. We're not running Hurricane.
Yeah.
We're running the more
We may as
refined.
well be running hurricane.
Yeah, it never fucking hits anyway.
This gives Rotom a chance to get HP back, but I think you don't care. I mean, I probably would have not gone that, but yeah.
Honestly, I think you have a much easier time if you just never let it recover, but also it's kind of hard to stop, I guess. It can come in on Gastro, Cryo, Porygon. and split on all of them. So I guess
I
you
guess it's
just
fine because
yeah,
hazards are gone forever. At least stealth rocks are gone forever.
yeah, spikes are way less annoying. Yeah. Rocks are the ones that hit your item list torn that wins the game.
And your fire florg that can come in here, I think.
Oh,
Actually,
true. I forgot the
yeah,
Flurg is
it
fire.
actually does just beat this Rotom. It does just beat it because it's super effective now. Oh, yummy.
That's just a full health Rotom again. So maybe it'll do something.
Come on, Rotom, do something.
Just poking at the Rotom.
I don't know why you don't just go Florg though. Like Florg forces the issue. There's no playing these nasty plot up to 1 billion pain split wars.
I mean, yeah, if Tom loses this split war, Rotom's going to be probably too low to do anything anyway. So it's not the worst, but
Yeah.
it is definitely a little bit unnecessary.
I guess on Florg he goes like Gastro.
Probably.
I mean,
Well, that's-
oh
What?
my god, that was
I
so.
mean, I don't think that's super risky. He's probably not like ever overheating there, let alone discharge or whatever, but what?
Yeah, because you wanna like contain the PP for the long haul.
Didn't he lose last time to missing a hammer arm on a Terra Steel Rotom? Like, wasn't that the whole thing? He lost specifically because of that? Or not lost, but like he almost lost that game. Like, I can't imagine intentionally going and doing it again. Just remembering that. Whatever. I've definitely noticed, especially when I was live casting the other Tom set, he takes a long time to win games. He doesn't often like to force the issue, and I'm glad that he was trying to be more proactive by going hard torn at least, like doing something more than just this slow, like downplay, like barely whittling them down even when he's in advantage.
The big issue with that is that, as we saw last game, he's kind of taken the switch and become too proactive.
Yeah.
I
On
mean,
the
now
flip side, it
I
can be
think he
dangerous.
can sort of be like too proactive now. I think it's fine. Does Florg just win here?
Yeah, in this
Gastro is not
game,
doing anything unless it's the pretentious earthquake set.
Earthquake's fine. You mean pretentious. What's wrong with Earthquake Gastrodon?
Let me think.
Also, the best
I
thing about
forgot what we
Earthquake
were
Gastrodon.
using it for.
Okay, I can say this now that Gastron is out of the tier. I ran Earthquake Gastrodon. I was running physical Gastrodon in multiple circuit sets and it never got used. But you run Earthquake Rock Tomb and it's an amazing Frostmoth lure.
Oh, earthquake rock too. I was using mixed just to lure Frostmoth, just like Earth Power Stone Edge.
Earth Power Stone
Yeah,
Edge also works, but I figured just go all in for physical. Also, Tom just played that entirely unnecessary. You don't need a second Calm Mind. Moonblast is free, but he does it and then he synths and lets Floatzel back in, and like you're still fine because Floatzel can't come in again. Like it's dead to Spike, so like this
I
works,
actually
but
think I commented on a
it's a
set
waste.
from Tom Holland versus China where he had like this Flork that makes so much progress, and he clicked Calm Mind on the play where like Moonblast just kills something, and then he got forced out. Yeah,
Yeah, and
a
I
little
mean,
too
I
greedy sometimes.
having recently lost the circuit set in part because I body slammed when I should have coiled. I get the desire to not make that mistake, but this is like that was just so entirely unnecessary. Just, like why? Um, but he's still fine. Presumably OJR can just go Gastro here though, now that he knows it's physical
can probably just go Florg too. Florg is not scared of anything anymore.
Yeah,
I think
especially because
I
this is
think he's kind of
definitely
one
not
v one
spec.
every single mon.
Oh, do we know what OGR's Florges
Yeah,
is?
because
Oh, I was talking about the Meloetta.
we don't know what it is, I suppose,
Well, it's
and
dead
we know it's
now.
Yeah,
dead.
I really did not think that was FizzDef Florges. I still think OGR like didn't think it was physical torn even after seeing Hammer Arm, I guess, because not going Gastro makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Gastro doesn't even beat anything else. Like, just go to it and save your own Florges. Not that your own Florges was going to win the game, and there's a healthy enough P2 and a Cryo and a Terrified Florges that's Calm Mind. Like, but still, Gastro was definitely the switch
Tom
there.
is gonna Tom is gonna make sure all of his mons are at 100%, and he's gonna spin away all hazards before he goes for the game ender. Wait, I think Florg is like still free here, no?
What? Oh, into the Rotom? Yeah, but like, Tom should not be losing to
We
this
don't even
Rotom.
need to risk it.
Why is he going P2? No,
I told you he needs to get everyone.
I
He needs
absolutely
to
would
get
have
everyone to
gone.
100.
Why did Tom not just go to his own floor just there? I don't know. He's still fine. It just like you don't need to play like this.
Okay, he decided it's time to win.
Now I will go floor just, and now I will win instead of just combining way too much.
Actually, yeah, I don't like losing P2. I mean, it doesn't matter, but like imagine OGR gets every single turn with Mellow right and gets a little lucky. I mean, theoretically,
I don't think that would be
it's a
enough.
chance. Yeah, actually, it's not enough for the
I think
Florg,
if that happens, Tom has every right to be upset.
especially because he went hard. Oh, but yeah, Tom doesn't attack.
Why did you calm just Terra Blast Fire? It kills the Rotom. It hits the Mellow. There was no downside to just Terra Blast. Oh my god! And he left Florges in. If Florges just died there, I would have been so mad.
Okay, we're good. We just sacked the Torn. Wait,
That's what you think. That's what
okay.
you think.
What?
That's okay too.
What?
That's okay too. That's okay.
Why
Wait,
did
maybe
you
we're not
sack?
okay.
Why did
Now
you
we can
sack
miss Hammer Arm,
Florges?
bros.
It still could have recovered on Gastrodon. Do you not lose to Rotom now? You're gonna
If you
have
miss
to.
Hammer Arm, you lose.
Well, no,
And also, he can always Gastro into it.
he's got Gastro to weaken it, and then Torn to Hammer Arm. But like, you might not, because you also need
No.
to keep your Cryo to break OJR's Gastro.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you need Cryo for Gastro. You need. Oh my
This
god,
is
he's
so
so
insane.
fortunate.
Also, I don't. Maybe could you have gone hard Gastro there? Not if it's Spadef, but if we're assuming Fizdef Gastron, which I absolutely would. No, Gastro would have gotten 2 and KO'd by Acrobatics. Okay,
Oh, see, okay. Tom wins, but he's gonna take the long way out. By I told like I told you he'd go the long way
such
out. He gets
Oh,
the
really?
poison,
Ooh, that part about poison's rough. Ooh.
and he's gonna get all
um
3 spikes. That's how you win.
that sucks so bad because OGR could have literally switched out right after and just gone Rotom anyway.
Yeah, that was the worst possible moment for
That
that.
being said,
Oh,
Torn now dies to one single round of Rocky Helmet Chip.
Oh god, this is actually a butt clencher, maybe.
This is in theory doable.
yeah. The thing I think we're all agreeing on is Tom has made this so much more difficult for himself than it had to be.
Absolutely. Okay, if you split now, then Gastro should be in range, I believe. Wait, is Tom's Gastro? No, Tom's Gastro is Spadef,
yeah.
so maybe not. Yeah, it's not in overheat range, so I think he's actually just safe here. If you split again, I don't believe you live, but I can't just calc that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know how to calc split.
Maybe OJR goes to his Gastro here, recovers, wait for Tom's Gastro to get healthy, and then gets Rotom like on a surf. I mean, on a
It's
not surf.
total HP from both Pokemon divided by 2.
No, we know
But
how to do it, but I don't know how to like check that exactly.
yeah, that's the thing.
This
Is
could
like,
be like it could be like a Cuse Rotom. Cuse runs like 100 something HP on his Rotom, so it's not so it's the HP is super low,
well,
even
that's
on
the
the
thing.
defensive
Wouldn't you just
ones.
run 0 HP on it?
No, you run 12 HP because 12 HP lives a Choice Specs, Psyshock, or Hyper Voice from Mellow at 100% of the time. But then after that, yeah, you just don't need HP.
So
It
now
boggled my
you
mind
don't
when I
need
realized
HP.
people weren't running 12 HP on all their like offensive rotoms. Like at least just don't get O-code by Meloetta. Not that it matters anymore.
Yeah, I was to say,
Those
good news
go on.
about that.
Yeah,
Something tells me that he's gonna be at 41 or whatever survives another surf.
it's not impossible because if you look at the
Uh,
last split, Rotom took 29 from Gastro and got 50 from it. Like, there's definitely an HP imbalance, but you might just have better odds like going for a crit overheat here, which I think would actually win.
I mean, yeah, the thing is like, as long as Rotom wins this interaction, I think OGR just wins, like, outright. What? Oh, actually,
Oh,
no, shit. Wait,
um,
no. He's cooking.
okay. I mean,
is he
if
cooking?
I'm,
Oh, is he gonna double to the cryo? Is that his play
yeah,
Well, no,
on
because
the
then
Castro to
Tornadus
get
is
rocks
just
off?
dead.
yeah, I think you
No,
double
because he's getting
cryo.
rocks off with cryo.
Oh my god.
No, no. Well, okay, you just don't
Oh my
attack and go,
god.
don't attack and go cryo now. Oh,
If
okay.
that works,
Wait,
I get.
did,
Oh my god.
wait, he
Oh,
got
he
it!
lived.
Oh
Well,
my
never mind.
god. He's
He
so
lived on
insane.
1%.
I swear to God, I've died to helmet at 18.
I think
Yeah,
I
Tom
thought he was
still,
dead.
no, no, no.
but
Tom
actually,
won. Tom won. Even if
Yeah,
Torn died there, Gastro just surfed. Tom won. Yeah.
that's the craziest way this set could
oh
have
That,
yeah,
ended.
he did.
Like, oh my
He did
god.
just went true.
yeah, it didn't matter that Torn lived helmet, but also, goddamn, if OJR had just gone for the overheat crit, which I think might have been the play, it still wasn't over. Tom had a chance there, but woof. What a game.
What a game.
Congrats, Tom
Okay.
Holland. Welcome to the
Congrats, Tom
MZ Hall of
Holland.
Fame.
What do you mean the MZ Hall of? What does that even mean? What are you talking? What?
Like there's a PU Hall of Fame where they give you like the trophy for winning seasonal or whatever, and
Uh,
there's the MZ Hall of Fame where you win holdovers.
it's true. I do need my own since I've only got one classic trophy. All right. Any wrap up words before I end this recording and it gets slapped on YouTube? Congrats to Tom Holland, I guess, for winning the PU Holdovers tour.
This is why we run Surf on Gastro.
Yes.
And free Inteleon.
No.
Fuck no. Absolutely not. Yeah, we're done here.
Wait,